Folks, if you've been watching my channel lately, you know I have had a ton of fun playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2, especially since the game got added to the Fightcade emulator. It's been a lot easier to play it online. And a way that a lot of people are playing the game right now is with the ratio format. So if you're not familiar with the concept of a ratio format, the idea is every character is worth a certain number of points, and you must put together a team of 3 characters that comes in below a points total. So you can have a really powerful character that's worth a lot, but then you have to balance it out with some weaker characters that are worth less points. And most people are using the tier list that was made by Justin Wong. He assigned the points totals for these characters. The total is 7 points. Your team must have 7 points or less. And I thought it might be fun to go through and give my thoughts on which characters are the best in the format. So if you have a certain number of points to work with, which characters should you look for? What characters should you build teams around? Or I think another way this is really useful is if you're like, okay, I know I want to play Ruby Heart and I want to play Gambit, but who should I pick? I've got 2 points left. Who's the best pick for my third character? I think this tier list should hopefully be really helpful for you. Just a quick disclaimer, obviously I'm not a god of the game at Marvel 2. I'm far from it. I'm just a guy who likes to play the game, and I've been playing the ratio format for, you know, several months now and just having a ton of fun with it, so I thought I would give you my thoughts. Don't take this too seriously. Obviously, if you want to play a character, just pick them, and one of the beautiful things about the ratio format is you can kind of play whoever you want. You just have to kind of think a little bit and find synergies. But anyway, so let's start out with the kind of broken characters. I think these characters are potentially like maybe too good for the amount of points that they're worth. They're definitely the characters who I think have the potential to sort of warp the format around them the most. I've got all the characters down here separated by their points totals. By the way, I'm going to go left to right in terms of points. So like, don't assume just because all the 5-point characters are on the left, I think they're the best value. I'm just putting them all together so that it's easier to find the character that you're looking for on the list. So the first kind of broken character, I think, is going to be Sentinel. Yes, 5 points is the highest amount that any character costs, but Sentinel is really worth it. One of the best assists in the game. The drone's assist is probably like top 5 assists in the game. One of the best point characters in the game as well, obviously. Massive health total, really hard to beat with low tiers. He just craps on a lot of teams. I think even though you have to go 5-1-1 or 5-2-0, it's really, really worth it when you pick Sentinel. Next up, I'm going to put Magneto. Magneto is another character who I think can really carry. You can just mix people up to death, keep resetting them. He's got infinites, he's got guard breaks, very, very fast, full screen dash, hard to block. He's got so much going for him, and yes, he is better with assists, like Psylocke assist helps him a lot, but even without like really broken assists, he's still an incredible character and he can hold his own. By the way, hopefully I'm not moving too fast. It's just that there's 56 characters in this game, so I gotta go kind of fast to make this video a reasonable length. Next up, we're gonna do Storm. So Storm, I think, is the other 5-point character who is actually worth running. Like, she's just insanely good. Hailstorm does so much damage, so much chip. Her assists are not bad either. They're not as good as Sentinel, but, you know, she has decent assists. Like Magneto, she's hard to block. She can run away, caw-caw at the top of the screen, and low tiers really have a difficult time catching her. So Storm is pretty broken, even though, again, you're going to have to balance her out with some 1-point characters, but it's definitely worth it for Storm. Alright, next up, we've got a couple of 3-point characters who I think are maybe a little bit broken. The first up is going to be Juggernaut. Juggernaut is ridiculous, man. Obviously, he's got the Juggernaut glitch where you power him up and tag him out, and then he does ridiculous damage for the rest of the match. His super does nearly 100% by itself. His assists are also really amazing. So just having him on the team is crazy because you can just do like a short combo into super with one character, DHC into Juggernaut glitch super, and it like kills a character so easily. And his assist does like 25%. You get hit by it like 4 times, you die. So yeah, Juggernaut is a ridiculously strong character for 3 points, and he just enables so many teams and broken combos. One more 3-point character is going to be Iceman. So Iceman, maybe not quite as broken as Juggernaut, but he's still pretty insane for 3 points. His keep away is ridiculous. Ice Beam is so hard to deal with for so many characters. He doesn't take chip. He has a safe DHC. Very annoying character and quite a bargain for 3 points, in my opinion. So next up, we're going to move on to the high priority picks. Again, I think these characters are very, very strong, and you should look into including them on your teams, but they're not quite at this level of broken. First up, we're going to do Cable. Cable is obviously a keep away monster, and yes, he is a lot better when he has an assist like Captain Commando or Cyclops to help him when people get close, but he's still good even without top tier assists. His zoning is really hard to get in on. Hyper Viper Beam is one of the most broken moves in the game. His assist is also really good. His anti-air assist, one of the better anti-air assists in the game. So overall, great character. Definitely top tier, not as top tier as these guys, but definitely look into Cable. Next up, we've got Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, he's 4 points, which isn't a lot, but he's got one of the best assists. His assist is ridiculous, especially with low tiers. It makes low tiers who can't normally do a lot of damage. They can do a ton of damage with Doom assist, even on block. His assist does insane damage on block. And on top of that, he's a very, very good point character as well. His mix-up is very solid. Buttergun is very annoying and hard to get in on. He can run away with finger lasers. His combos are pretty good as well. So definitely an amazing character there for 4 points. Another really amazing assist character for 4 points is going to be Cammy. Cammy, her anti-air assist is so stupid. It does so much damage. So hard to punish because she bounces away on block. And as a point character, she's really good too. Very high damage, very easy to combo into super. She gets kind of a 50-50 situation off of super as well, where you have to guess whether to roll or not. And generally a very annoying character to deal with, who you can just put in the back. Her assist does so much work, and then she comes in at the end of the game and can clean up really well. So definitely a good anti-air assist for 4 points. Next up, some really good 3-point characters. I'm going to put Omega Red. Omega Red is very powerful as a character. His crouching heavy kick that reaches full screen. His sort of lunge kick special attack is very, very safe. Very hard to deal with. He has amazing resets and mix-ups when he gets a hit. His assists are not that great. That's maybe like his biggest downside is he has average assists, but his super is very good. He has a fairly safe DHC. Just a super hard to deal with character generally. One of the better point characters in the format for 3 points. It's going to be hard to do better when it comes to sort of a hybrid zoner rushdown character like Omega Red. Another really good 3-pointer is going to be Rogue. Rogue's biggest downside is maybe that her assists aren't like incredible, but her throw assist is pretty annoying. It kind of comes in out of nowhere, and a lot of characters can get a good combo off of the throw assist as well. And as a point character, she's quite a terror. Hard to block with her fast overhead dive kick. Tons of damage. She has like pseudo infinites when she has speed up on. Very, very sick character, and I think she has kind of been a mainstay of like low mid-tier teams for years now, and I think that carries over just as well to the ratio format. Next up, I've got a couple 2-point characters to put into this sort of high priority tier. First up, we are going to do Gambit. So Gambit is quite the solid point character. I would say, in my opinion, I think he's the best character that you can pick for 2 points unless you need kind of a specific assist. But his assist is really good. His assist puts them in a capture state, which allows you to combo into a lot of supers that are normally really hard to combo into. And as a point character, he's super annoying. He can run away. He's very safe. He has a safe super, so he has a safe DHC. Another really good value for 2 points is going to be Ken. So Ken is mostly picked for his assists, but I mean, for 2 points, it's really, really hard to find better assists than Ken. His anti-air assist is really good. It is invincible, so it'll just go through stuff. You can't really combo off it because it launches them too high, but it gets the opponent off you, and that is an indispensable property for a lot of teams. And then his Tatsu assist is also pretty crazy. Comes out super fast. You can combo off instant overheads with it. As a point character, Ken is maybe just okay, but he does have a semi-practical infinite. He also has the glitched Tatsu damage, like launcher into jump fierce into Tatsu just randomly does like a million damage, like 40% or something. So if he gets a hit, he can do damage, but as a point character, he's not the best. You're pretty much just picking him for his insane assists. Next up, we've got our first 1-pointer. I'm gonna pick Amingo. So Amingo, obviously, he's not that good as a character, but that's why he costs 1 point. For 1 point, he's kind of nuts. He's got a pretty practical infinite. He's got a really crazy jumping heavy kick that you can just spam, annoy people with. He's got not the best combo damage, but he's got decent combo damage. Pretty good considering he only costs 1 point. I just think generally, like, if you have 1 point left on your team and you're like, oh, who do I pick? Your first choice should always be Amingo because I think he is by far the best 1-point character. And then this is really going to blow your mind. Can you guys believe that I am putting Roll as a high priority pick? Yes, Roll is the worst character in Marvel 2, but she costs 0 points. She's the only character that costs 0 points. That is an irreplaceable effect. So all of a sudden you can run insanely busted teams like Magneto can roll. Who cares if roll sucks? You've got Magneto with good assist. Like, you're just gonna kill them with Magneto. It doesn't matter how bad roll is. And she's the only character that can work like this. So I just think 5-2-0 is such an insane thing to run. It's so powerful. Potentially even better than 5-1-1, obviously depending on the character. So roll, worst character, but good in ratio as long as they keep her at 0 points. If they upgrade her to 1, she's probably going to drop all the way down to a void tier. But as long as she costs 0, I think she is a very good pick. Next up, we're moving on to the good value picks. So these are just generally strong characters. They don't blow your doors off, but they're quite solid, and I don't think you should feel bad about running them on any team. First up, we've got Iron Man. Yes, Iron Man has the best infinite in Marvel 2, but it's harder than you would think to land his infinite without top tier assists. Like, yes, you can do like combo into raw tag into infinite if you really have like a good setup for it. And if you're good with the unfly combos, you could do like fast fly, unfly into his infinite. But I just generally think Iron Man loses a lot of strength without having top tier assists, unlike characters like Sentinel, Magneto, Storm, who can really just carry by themselves. I don't quite think he has that potential, but obviously he is still a really broken character, one of the best in the game. But for 5 points, I think you can do a little better. Another character I think is maybe a little bit too expensive to be running on a lot of teams is Cyclops. Yes, Cyclops is a very good character, one of the best anti-air assists, and a very good point character as well. But it's just like 4 points, and he's probably going to be your anchor. It's kind of a tough proposition, because you're going to have to run 1, 2, 4. So you have two kind of janky characters, and then Cyclops assist. So like, yes, you land the assist a lot because it's so invincible, but you just don't get much off it. Whereas if you play a character like, you know, Storm, Sentinel, Cyclops, that team is broken because you land Cyclops assist, you get 100% combo off it because of Storm, Sentinel, DHC. Or like Cable plus Cyclops, you get Hyper Viper beams off the assist, etc. So with top tiers, Cyclops assist is insane, but with low tiers, it's good, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's worth 4 points. I think a lot of teams would be better off putting the better characters at the front and then maybe running something cheap like Ken in the back. Another good value pick is Mega Man. Mega Man is just an annoying little zoner. He's got a 1-frame normal, so he can win the start of round interactions pretty easily. And he's got a decent assist as well. I don't have too much to say about this guy, except, you know, Iceman I think is probably generally better. Iceman's a little bit safer, but Mega Man can definitely do it as well if you're a fan of the Blue Bomber. He is tough to get in on. Another 3-pointer here, we got Colossus. So Colossus is extremely damaging. Crazy damage on even the most basic of combos. He's also got a very annoying assist, his anti-air assist or his horizontal dash assist. Both annoying, both extremely damaging. He can armor up for only 1 meter, and then he just becomes this walking tank that you can't stop from coming to hit you. So very scary character to see on the other side of the screen, and he just kills you in like 2 touches. So watch out for him. We've also got Ruby Heart. I think Ruby Heart is a good value at 3 points. She is very annoying. Her projectile keep away and sort of trap setups are pretty hard to deal with, especially for low tiers. I think maybe the worse your opponent's characters, the better Ruby Heart becomes. She builds a lot of meter really quickly. She can combo into super very quickly. She has a safe DHC, so she has a lot going for her. She just like doesn't like one-touch kill you or anything, but she's very, very safe, very annoying, lots of chip, and builds a lot of meter. Next up, we've got Jill. Jill is just a very good point character for 3 points. Her assists are bad. That's definitely her biggest downside, is she doesn't really have any assist that's like particularly good, but as a point character she's hard to deal with. Her sweep is really annoying. She has like unblockable loops. She can zone you out with crows and zombies, so she's got a lot going for her as a point character. Her damage is not like unbelievable, but again, like with the right setup you can loop them and stuff like that, so she can do a lot of damage in the right circumstances. Just run her in the first slot. That's pretty much the only way that she works. Alright, moving on to some 2-point guys here. First up, we've got Thanos. So Thanos, if you're running him on your team, it's because of the bubble assist. Bubble assist is very annoying. You get a full combo off it. If you run it with characters like Colossus that just like murder you, it becomes really good because anytime they get hit by the bubble, they're going to lose like 60%. So bubble is a very abusable assist. Thanos as a point character is pretty whack, so you don't really want this guy to come in and fight, but he does have some stuff. He's got like a safe super. He can combo super to super, so he's got a couple things. He's got kind of a janky infinite. Thanos can do some stuff, but largely the reason why I'm putting him as a good value is just because his assist is very good. Another very good assist is going to be Hulk. So Hulk horizontal dash assist is a very good assist. Considering he only costs 2 points, I think this combination of like armored assist that's hard for a lot of characters to deal with, plus if you put him in last slot, he can come in and just do tons of damage, and he can spend meter very well. He has a safe super. He's good at DHCs also, so a lot going for him when he's got some meter built up and a good assist. I think Hulk is just a very solid all-around support that you can put on like any team and feel good about it. Someone who's a little harder to fit on teams is probably Spider-Man. Spider-Man, his assists are okay. His web ball assist is fine, but largely he is a point character because his mix-up is very, very hard to block. His instant overhead versus low is a super hard to block mix-up. Combine it with an assist to get a combo, and then when he ends his air combo, he is really good at pressuring afterwards and just going right back into the vortex and the 50-50. So web ball can also be annoying to deal with as a point character. He can up back and throw web balls, and it can be hard to get in on him. So Spider-Man, very solid point character for 2 points. You can definitely do worse. I just realized there's a character I forgot to put up here. One more 3-point character, just so that I can group all the 3 points together. It's going to be Guile. Guile has a good invincible anti-air assist. His flash kick assist is very good. And if you compare him to a character like Ken, yes, he costs 1 more point, but his assist is basically on the level of Ken's anti-air assist, and as a point character, Guile is just like 100 times better. Guile is really good at sort of combining the slow sonic booms with rushing down. His crouch fierce is even better than the Shoto crouch fierce, so he's really good at anti-airing and getting combos off it. He can sort of mix up his air approaches by doing air flash kicks, so, you know, very good assist and maybe an above average point character, I think, combined to make Guile a pretty good value. All right, let's get back on track with the 2-point characters here. I'm going to put Sansan in good value. Again, this is a character you're largely picking because of her assist. Her anti-air assist is quite good. It's not truly invincible. It's possible to hit her out of it, but it's very hard. It just feels like it goes through everything, and you can combine it with certain characters that I'll talk about in just a second to do some pretty broken stuff. As a anchor character, she's okay. She has a safe super where she breathes fire. She can do decent chip. She's an okay point character with stuff like DP into super for kind of a Hail Mary, but generally she's just a very good assist, so if you need an anti-air assist for 2 points, she's maybe your best option other than Ken. Now that character I was just talking about that goes well with Sansan is Anakaris. So Anakaris, he's got a very practical infinite, but the thing is you kind of need the right assist to make it work. So Sansan assist works. There's lots of assists that work. So if you figure out a setup to let him do his curse infinite, he can be a major threat because he's also got pretty good 50-50s. He's got like this fake tri-jump where he can hit you high-low. His main downside is just that he is so squishy. He has one of the lowest health totals, and something you should note is that like health really matters in Marvel 2. Yes, there are characters that have infinites and can do 100% combos, but health matters a lot more than you can think because you just take a lot of stray hits. You take like random jump attacks that don't lead into a combo. You eat assists to the face. You eat random supers and hailstorms and stuff. So like your health total really, really matters. And having low health is a major liability. So yes, Anakaris does have a lot of good stuff going for him, but I just think that low health holds him back a little bit, and he can be a little clunky and difficult to play as well. But if you get really good and you can land that infinite on people, he can really start to make things happen. All right, our last 2-pointer here is going to be Sabretooth. So this might be kind of a surprise pick, but I think Sabretooth is very good. As a point character, he's okay. He's a little bit unsafe. But he's got like jump short into jump roundhouse that he can do on whiffs, so he can kind of build meter and pressure that way. But really his value is as an assist character. His projectile assist is ridiculous. Some characters can duck it, but characters who can't, it's just a pretty abusable assist. And when he comes in as an anchor, he can use a glitch that allows him to spam his super and do a lot of chips. So he's good with a lot of meter, which is what you want for an anchor character, because a lot of times they come in with some meter built up. So I think he's a good 3rd slot character, especially if you have a character who combines very well with his projectile assist. All right, we got a couple 1-point characters to put up here. I said I think that Amingo is the best character for 1 point, but I think Captain America is maybe the second best. His anti-air assist is annoying. It's not truly invincible, but it's a pretty annoying assist. And as a point character, he has some stuff. He has decent combos, not the best damage, but you can DHC into Final Justice for a ton of damage, which is nice. So yeah, he's kind of an annoying character to deal with, and for 1 point, it's hard to do much better because a lot of the 1-point characters kind of stink. Another pretty solid 1 point is maybe Hayato. Hayato, his anti-air assist is not as good as Captain America, but you can do some interesting stuff with it in combos especially. And as a point character, you know, he's fairly safe. Like his Rekkas, he can kind of space himself out and stay safe. He can combo into supers a lot easier than someone like Captain America. He has a level 3 that he can do a lot of damage with. It's just maybe a little bit hard to actually land clean hits with this guy, but generally, you know, he's got sword normals. He's alright for 1 point. You could definitely do worse. All right, let's move on to decent tier. So again, I think these characters are fine to pick, but they're just not quite as good value. First up, I'm going to put Dalsim. So Dalsim is a good character, don't get me wrong, but 4 points though. For 4 points, you can have someone way safer like Dr. Doom, or someone with a way better assist and utility to the team like Cammy or Cyclops. So for 4 points, you know, he's pretty much a point-only character. And without really broken assists, I think he's very hard to use effectively. But yes, he can carry as a point character. It's just really hard. So I'm putting him down here in decent. Another potential point carry is War Machine. Yes, War Machine has an infinite like Iron Man, and he costs 1 point less than Iron Man. So those are fairly compelling things about him. I just think that he's worse enough than Iron Man to not really make him worth it. His smart bombs are worse. His projectiles are worse. He's slower and a little clunkier. So, you know, yeah, you can put him on some teams that you can't put Iron Man because of the point savings, but generally I don't really think he's like the best value. But again, you can't really write off the power of having an infinite that kills from full health, so he's pretty good for that. All right, more 4-pointers here. We've got Captain Commando. Yeah, Captain Commando has an incredible assist. Yes, it does ridiculous damage. It fills the entire screen, really hard to interrupt. But it's 4 points though. This is kind of a similar problem that I had with Cyclops, where it's like, if you have to run 1, 2, 4, like a 1 point, a 2 point, a 4 point, your first two characters are so weak that I just don't see you getting that much out of the assist. Like you've concentrated all your power into a good assist that's attached to a crappy point character. Captain America sucks on point. You're really only using him for the assist. So I just don't see him as the greatest pick. But if you have a 1 point and a 2 point character that you like and you want to run, or maybe like a 3 point plus roll, and you just want a broken assist, yes, Captain Commando assist is very broken. It just costs so much. Next up, we've got Blackheart. Yeah, Blackheart is a very good character. Very good point character. Good assist as well. But he's another one where, similar to Dalsim, I just don't see him being that good without top tier assists. When you combine him with like Captain Commando, Blackheart's insane because Commando assist just gets him off you so he can go back to zoning with his demons. But if you have only low tier assists to deal with, I just don't really think it's enough. I could be wrong about this guy. Maybe he deserves to be way higher because he is a very annoying character. But again, 4 points is a lot. So it's like, okay, you can run like Blackheart, Amingo, Ken. That sounds like a good team. I just don't know if it's as good as something like Amingo, Doom, Hulk. Like there you've got Doom. You're taking advantage of an insanely broken assist. And Doom can come in and be a really good point character. Arguably not as good as Blackheart as a point character, but you know, just all around a much safer, easier character to use in my opinion. So yeah, Blackheart, I think he's decent. For 4 points, I think he's decent. And we got one more 4-pointer. I don't know how all the 4-pointers ended up down here. I guess generally I just don't see 4 as that good because it forces you to run a 1-point character, where like a 3-point character you can run 3-2-2, which I think might be a little better. But anyway, we're putting Tronbon down here. The main reason Tronbon costs 4 points is because her projectile assist is broken. And yes, it is broken, but like, again, you have to run 2 weak characters, so it's going to be hard to actually force them to get hit by the Tron assist because you're running kind of weak characters that are going to struggle to get hits. So, and she's not that good as a point character. She's better than Captain Commando, but she's not that good. So for 4 points, I just think it's hard to put her on teams, and you're not going to get enough damage out of the assist to make it worth it. All right, but moving on, I'm going to put Silver Samurai down here. Silver Samurai, he has a broken super. Very, very broken super. But for 3 points, is that enough? His assists are not that good. As a point character, he's a little bit janky. He does have an infinite in the corner, but he's a little bit janky. For 3 points, I think maybe you can do a little bit better. He does have sort of 50-50 mix, similar to Spider-Man, but I mean, Spider-Man only costs 2 points. This guy costs 3 points, so it's kind of a lot to ask for a very clunky character that can be hard to get hits with, who really the only reason he costs 3 and not 2 is because his super is broken. So I think you can maybe do a little better for 3. But we'll move on to some 2-point characters here. I'm going to put Charlie. Charlie is just a fine point character, nothing exciting about it. Unlike Guile, he doesn't have an invincible anti-air assist, so that kind of hurts him. As a point character, he's just fine. He has a safe super that he can kind of pressure after, so that's good. He can combo off throw, which is a good thing for a 2-point character to have. But I think generally you can do a lot better for 2 points. Like, I think that, someone like Spider-Man, Anakaris, Gambit, these are much, much better choices for 2 points than someone who's just kind of meh like Charlie. Next up, we got Zangief. Zangief as a point character is pretty awkward. He can get zoned out by a lot of characters. It can be like impossible to get hits in some matchups because his dash like doesn't do anything. But as an assist, he's good. Very good assist for 2 points. I mean, not like amazing, not like Ken level, but it's a good enough assist for 2 points. And with the right assist, he can do some stuff. And Mecha Zangief can be a little bit abusable. It's just kind of a lot to ask to have to like spend a meter to power up and tag him out and all that stuff. So for 2 points, you can do worse, but you can do better. Next up, I'm going to put Ryu. So I think the obvious comparison to Ryu is Ken, right? They both have invincible Dragon Punch assists, and his Dragon Punch assist is good. I just think that Ken is generally a better character. Ryu, the only thing he really has going for him as a point character is his raw super is good, and it's hard to punish. So if you have a lot of meters, you can spam super and maybe try to kill their assist. But, Ken has way more damage in combos. Ken has better punishes because he has a very fast super. Ken has an infinite. As far as I know, Ryu doesn't have any infinites that are practical at all. So, yeah, Ryu, he really, similar to Silver Samurai, the only thing he has going for him other than his assist is his super. I just don't think that's enough. Next up, I'm going to put BB Hood. So, obviously, BB Hood plus Juggernaut is broken. BB Hood Juggernaut is one of the most broken combinations in the game because you just do light kick, team hyper combo, and it does 100%. But is that really because of BB Hood? That's because of Juggernaut. That's why I put Juggernaut at broken, because Juggernaut enables dumb stuff like that, and Juggernaut can do 100% with a lot of characters. Right? BB Hood can't do 100% unless she's got Juggernaut. So BB Hood, I just, other than the whole Juggernaut thing, she's not that good. Her assist is good, her projectile assist, but it's not like broken good. And she's very awkward, very slow, very hard to get hits with. Doesn't really have good anti-air. So yeah, I think she gets rushed down a little too easily. And other than the Juggernaut thing, she doesn't have that much going for her. Next up, we've got Venom. Venom is kind of the definition of like a decent character. He's pretty good with the right assist. Venom Doom is very abusable, but that's 6 whole points. So then you gotta run like a Mingo on top of that. So Venom, he can do some stuff. With the right assist, his Venom Fang can be very annoying. His Venom Fang assist is pretty good by itself. He can combo off throw, which is a good thing for low tiers. He just doesn't really have anything broken, and he's like not really good at all without a good assist to help sort of make him safe. So yeah, I don't love Venom, but he's definitely solid, and you can not feel too bad about picking him. Next up, Morrigan. Morrigan's got low health, which obviously, like I've said, big downside, but she can mix pretty well. Her high-low is definitely not bad. And if you run the right assist, you can combo into her level 1 super, which does insano damage, or you can DHC into it for insano damage, and her DP assist is not that bad. So, she's kind of like Ryu. She's like Ryu if Ryu could mix. But you don't have like a safe abusable super, and the anti-air assist, while it's not amazing, it's serviceable. So she's a serviceable point character who can mix okay, but it can be a little hard to do damage, and she dies very fast. Next up, we got Jin. So Jin as a point character is very awkward, I feel like. He's pretty hard to like abuse as a point character. He doesn't have anything that's just like strong and easy to throw out. He's got a good chipping super, but other than that, as a point character, I don't think Jin is that good. His assists are good, but they're not like amazing good. So, yeah, you can definitely run Jin on your team, but nothing about him screams like you have to run him for XYZ reason. There isn't really like an amazing reason to run the character. He's just okay. Next up, M. Bison. So M. Bison's got a couple things. He can combo into super very easily, which is nice. He's got a pretty decent teleport. He can pressure decently with his projectiles as well. He can combo super into super in the corner. But he's a very clunky character. His normals are so stubby. It's hard for him to really get anything started without a really abusable assist in the back helping him out. So he's just a decent point character with not really good assists either. His assists are just okay. So, yeah, Bison's fine, but not something I would be super excited to pick. Next up, we got Sakura. It was hard for me to put Sakura this low, but I think her big downside is that her assists just suck. She has really bad assists, so she's kind of like an obligate point character. But the problem is, the main thing that makes Sakura good is you can spend 3 meters to turn into Dark Sakura, and then she becomes a really good character. So if she's a point character, it's really hard for her to build 3 meters. But if she's not your point character, then you're taking up a team slot for a character with bad assists. So yeah, if you can get 3 meters and turn her dark, she becomes really, really good. But it's just kind of a lot of setup for a character who is not a good support at all. And she can be hard to play if you don't get that opportunity to turn her into Dark Sakura. Next up, Akuma. Akuma is pretty good. Like, in a sense, I think he's better than Ryu and Ken. His assist isn't as broken as Ken, but his Tatsu assist is very good on a lot of teams. But the main thing, you guys know in every game Akuma has low health, and I've harped on how low health is a major liability in Marvel 2, and I think that especially applies to Akuma, especially a character you're going to be calling the assist a lot. Like, if they call out your assist with, like, super DHC or whatever, Akuma just dies. So Akuma dies really, really fast, and that makes him a bit scary to put on the team, but hey, if you need a good assist for 2 points, you can definitely do worse. Alright, let's move on to the questionable tier. So again, I think if you're a big fan of these characters, you can definitely run them. I just feel like they don't offer that much to a team for their point values, and maybe look a little bit higher if you just want a good character to fill a slot on your team. But we're going to start out with Spiral. Yes, Spiral is a top tier character. She's very, very good. But, like, is she that good with bad assists? If you're running a 5-point character, you have to run 2-0 or 1-1. So, like, maybe you can get, like, Ken assist. But is that enough? And then you're running roll in the back. I just feel like without good assists, she's not broken. She can't really handle things on her own as well as, say, like Sentinel. So I don't see her as that good of a value for 5 points. At 4 points, she would probably be a little broken, maybe. So I understand why she has to cost 5, but at this cost, unless you're like a Spiral specialist, I would probably avoid the character. Similar issue with Strider. So Strider, we all know he's a good character, but like the main reason Strider sees competitive play is for his combination with Doom Assist, because he's able to lock you down with Ouroboros and do massive chip damage. Without Doom Assist, he's still a good character, but he's just not broken, and he has extremely low health, so he can be kind of a liability in that sense. So again, if you love the character, by all means play him. I just think for 4 whole points, it's going to be a little tough to make things happen with Strider. Next up, we got Psylocke. Obviously, Psylocke anti-air assist is very good. But again, it's like 4 points just for an assist. She's not that good as a point character. And like, if you think about it, the main reason why Psylocke assist is so broken is because if Magneto is anywhere on screen and you land Psylocke assist, he can like full screen dash and get an infinite off it. Plus, you can do short Psylocke with Magneto to get an infinite off of short, which is hard to hit confirm with Magneto. Normally, you can't get like a launcher off that. So she's really amazing with Magneto. But with low tiers, I don't see her as being that good. A lot of times you're just going to land the assist from reasonably far away, and they're just going to roll out, and you don't get anything off it. So in that case, I think you'd be better off running like Cyclops, who's much easier to combo off the assist, and he's a much better point character, or just pick better point characters and run Ken. Have I said that too much already? Just run good characters with Ken assist. That's the laziest team comp that you can make, but it's a good idea if you want to win in ratio. Next up, we've got Marrow. If you guys watch my videos, you know Marrow is kind of a favorite of mine, but I just feel like she's kind of whack, man. Bonerang assist, you can do a little bit with it, but it's an awkward assist, and every character can just like duck under it. Her combos are so jank. She has such a hard time comboing into super. Yes, her like explosion spike super is very good. It's a very good super, but that's like all she's got. That's that and like trying to make you block Bonerangs to do some chip. I just don't think it's enough. I think for 2 points, she's probably one of the weaker 2-point characters in the game. Along with Felicia. Like, Felicia's fine. She's not a horrible character. I just like look at the rest of this list, and I'm like, basically all these 2-point characters I think offer a little bit more than Felicia, either as a point character or as an assist character. She doesn't really blow my mind in either way. Her normals are okay. Her movement is pretty good, but I just don't really see it as enough. I think for 2 points, she's kind of on the weaker side. And then we got a whole bunch of 1-point characters left. I don't know how this worked out this way. I think it's probably just because, in my mind, like, Amingo, Cap, and Hayato are a good deal better than the rest of these characters that I haven't placed. They're a lot better. But I don't really think that you can upgrade these guys to 2 points because there need to be a certain number of 1-point characters just to make it possible to build teams. If there's only like 4 1-point characters in the game, it's like impossible to build teams, or every team ends up the same. Every team will have a 5-point character and then like the 2 same 1-point characters. So it's unfortunate that there's a big sort of dichotomy between the good 1-point characters and the bad ones, but it just is what it is. So I'm going to put down here in questionable, we're going to put Chun, we're going to put Shuma, and we're going to put the Wolverines. None of these characters are very good. They all have low health. So as I said, that's a big liability. They all suck at comboing into super. They suck at doing damage in general. They don't really have anything like broken or abusable. They just die fast and don't do very much damage. So generally, I don't like these 4 guys. I know like Adamantium Wolverine is a little bit better than Bone Wolverine because he has like pseudo infinites while he has his speed up super active, but I just don't think it's enough, and their mix sucks. They made their dive kick so bad compared to Marvel ones, so I don't really think any of these 1-point characters are worth running. And then all the way at the bottom, we only got 2 guys down here, Servbot and Dan. I think, you know, if you want to troll, or if you don't really care about your 1-point character, if you're putting all your power into a 5-point character and you just don't care who you put for 1 point, like, that's fine. You can run these guys, but they just don't really have much going for them. Dan has a DP assist that is not good, but it's not horrible. And Servbot has like a highly chipping super. That's all they've really got. Everything else about these characters sucks. So yeah, probably don't run these guys unless you want to build just like a for fun team or like a trolling team. Or if you're a huge fan of Dan, I guess it's fine to run him, but you would definitely do better running one of these higher 1-point characters that are a little bit stronger. But that's going to be it for the list, guys. I would be curious to know what you think. Do you even think this is like a good idea to rate these characters for their point values? It was kind of an interesting thought for me, considering they're already kind of on a tier list just when they're assigned point values, but I thought it would be interesting to give you guys some ideas of what characters I think are the best value for their number of points, and I really want to hear what you have to think, especially Justin Wong. If you're watching this, I would love to hear your thoughts and maybe see you do a tier list. Is that meta or what? Justin Wong doing a tier list about his own tier list. I don't know. Could be kind of fun, but if you enjoyed the video, I would appreciate it if you could hit the like button, and that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.